Hey guys, it's Prometheum5 here with another CollectionDX video review for you. Today I'm going to be doing the second half of my coverage of ThreeA and DreamWorks Real Steel Atom 1/6 scale robot action figure. I did an unboxing video last night when this guy came just to kind of let everyone know that we had one and we'd be covering it. But this is the real review of the review sample that ThreeA sent us, which was really awesome of them because this is a great toy, and I am pumped to be able to show it to you guys. So Adam is the main character from the movie Real Steel, which is robot boxing with Hugh Jackman and a whole cast of colorful and fun robots. And Adam is kind of the underdog hero robot. He's saved from a scrap yard and made from kind of older, less in use parts and things. So it's, typical Hollywood underdog movie. But it's an awesome movie. I really enjoyed Real Steel, and I think it's worth checking out. It, not too cheesy, and the action's good, and I think it holds up. But that's all fine. This is, like I said, Adam, the main character from the film, the main robot from the film. And this is ThreeA's latest installment in their killer Real Steel line. They got the license back, I think, when the movie was coming out, and announced that they would be doing figures from the film, and it seemed like a perfect match to me. I mean, with the look that they were going for with the robots in the movie, and then ThreeA's typical style of, ridiculous amounts of detail and, like gorgeous weathered paint and everything. But they still managed to surprise everybody, I think, with how cool these figures have been. For comparison, I also have the first release in the line. This is Ambush by ThreeA. This is the first robot we see in the movie. And when Ambush came out last year, he was just ridiculously amazing. I mean, ThreeA's 1/6 scale robots from the World War robot line and stuff were made of soft vinyl and kind of, highly articulated, but not super detailed. They had pretty simple geometry and stuff. So it was interesting to see how ThreeA was going to pull off the super complex designs from Real Steel, and they did it no problem. I mean, everything that needs to be hard plastic is hard, and there's just an uncountable number of parts on these figures. Just, all these pistons and stuff move. There's all sorts of crazy inner skeleton joint work going on. There's, all the armor plates and stuff. It's just really a staggering feat of engineering for, dumb toys about robots. It's just, they really went above and beyond on these guys. And Ambush is really awesome, and I did a review of him, I think last year for CollectionDX, and I gushed about him quite a bit. But Adam is just in a totally different league in terms of sophistication and design engineering. So I'm just going to kind of walk through what's going on here. Like I said, I mean, I'll have a full text and photo review up with just, I'm sure, a ton of detailed photos and, photos of how the articulation works and stuff. But I want to just kind of walk through what's going on here, because you can actually pre-order an Atom right now from ThreeA Toys at Bambaland Store.com, and I'll put a link up because, like I said, ThreeA did send us a review sample, and I think this is the first time they've sent anybody review samples, and they sent Atoms to a bunch of people. And ours came, as you saw in the unboxing video, with no official box or anything, just strewn in this kind of ghetto-looking box from Singapore with bubble wrap and stuff. So they must have just had a few samples lying around and said, we could get some good coverage if we send out this killer toy to people that like cool toys. So anyways, like I was saying, on Ambush, most of the articulation was just friction joints and things, and it's held up fine, but I mean, I know some people had issues with either the joints being too tight or too loose. Mine was pretty much perfect, but there were, a little room for error in that. Adam, on the other hand, has a lot of awesome clicky joints. So he's super, super stable. It's kind of, he's really, really stable because he has all sorts of good articulation and things, but he is a little bit top heavy, I found, so you kind of have to just, even that has some detent to it. And like you can see, this I love. I love how the shoulder, all this armor and the shoulder moves, so you can get a real tight elbow pose out of him. There's little touches like that all over this figure that really blow me away. And the knees click and stuff. The ankles, I think, could be a little tighter, but that could just be mine. I don't, I don't have anything to compare to, but I have had him when he's not in a super centered pose. Sometimes he's gotten a little tippy on me, and even the thigh swivel has some detents to it and stuff. And there's all layered armor parts and things in the thigh. And I can't even begin to mention all the detail and stuff on this guy. He's just really, really impressive. All the fingers, I guess the two fingers move, and they're nice and tight, and the thumb does thumb stuff. And it just, I don't want to just walk through every joint and stuff. I mean, just get real boring. But there's a lot going on here that's worth checking out. And like I said, all the joints that matter are super, super tight, except maybe for the ankles. But that's minor and fixable, so I'll see how that works out. But yeah, so just, the paint and stuff is awesome, and I'm sort of just kind of talking in circles here, but this is just a really impressive figure. And he can do all sorts of really expressive kind of fighting stances and things. It's tough to kind of find his balance, with a new huge freaking toy. But I'm sure once I've had him for a while, I'll have a better sense of kind of how you need to pose him, just so to get him to stand kind of rock solid. But anyways, you get the idea. He's just unbelievably cool. And he does have a couple of cool light features, and then one other motorized feature that I think I actually didn't realize would be a part of this toy. So that's cool. I'm just going to start with where the batteries live for the torso features. There's a hatch that comes out here, and you can just see in there the battery. There's 3 AAA batteries that ThreeA was actually nice enough to include, but just slide into the socket in the torso, and they're pretty easy to get in there. Actually, there's a lot of room. It's a huge chamber in there for the batteries and some scary looking wiring and stuff. But I don't think the wires have to go through any moving parts, so I don't think there'll be any real issue of wire breakage or anything. That would be sad if there was. So then there's a switch on the other side of the torso, a really small switch that you can't see, that I can barely see. I'm just going to reach my finger in here. The switch actually could be a little larger. I think it's tough to kind of get in there and go get it. I'm just going to use something to move it over. There we go. And you can hear that noise. We'll talk about that in a second. But so this is Adam with his fiber optic torso lighting engaged. And just really, really nice color and stuff on that. Really good effect with it kind of glowing through all the armor parts. And on the back we can see what I think is the coolest gimmick on this toy. The big fan on the back actually is motorized and spins. And I think that's really funny actually. It's just a really goofy thing to include. But it's, true to the film there. So I dig it. That's awesome. The fit's kind of goofy on it, so it does rattle a little bit, which I think makes sense for the design. Adam's kind of a piece of crap robot, put together from parts and stuff. So it's cool that it does seem to get stuck a little bit. That's probably just kind of wearing it in. So that's the back and everything. There's also a battery chamber in the back of the head, which is really, really small, and I'm not going to show you. But there's another super small switch on here, and there's 2 dumb button cell size batteries that go in there, and I think are the same ones that were on Ambush that I had a tough time finding. But like I said, ThreeA included them, and you'll be able to find them at a good drugstore. And so Adam's eyes also obviously light up, as they should, and really impressive detail going on there. There's actually I think a metal mesh screen on the front with some molded plastic detail for the weld, the repaired weld on his, sparring faceplate there. And it looks awesome. It's just I'm playing with the ankles a lot here just because I'm trying to get to know how to get them to stand. So there we go. So yeah, I mean, you can see the eyes light up and the torso lights up, and it looks killer altogether. It's an awesome effect. And the lights are much more impressive than they were on Ambush. Ambushes were kind of hidden back far in his head there. And you can see him here. He's another almost impossible switch to get to. You need some good fingernails for these switchers. But so here's Ambush's lights by comparison, kind of to the side. Just the eyes, and just, they look fine, but they weren't that amazing compared at least to what Adam's got going on. And I think it's awesome to see them, improving on the formula even after a really impressive first release in the line. So good on them. But anyways, yeah. So this is an awesome freaking toy, just full of detail, and it oozes quality. I mean, it seems like a really premium figure, and it does pose really well. I have nothing but nice things to say about it so far. There's that fan making noise again. I mean, there have been a lot of good photos from 3A showing off the articulation. You can do some pretty expressive poses with him, with the awesome double jointed neck and the really good elbows, and the shoulders just have a ton of stuff going on. I mean, there's a huge ball and socket joint for the primary articulation, and the ratchet joint for the side to side, and all that. So there's a ton of stuff going on, and the pistons and stuff on the back are all really nice. And you can get them into any kind of cool boxing pose you can think of. Really, I don't know a ton about boxing, but I'm sure people that do know proper boxing stances and things, and I don't doubt for a second that this guy could do basically any of them. You can do a real tight in, guarded pose that looks good, and just kind of whatever you want. I mean, this guy will do anything that he did in the movie, I think. So, I mean, if you like the movie, and if you like big-ass, cool robot toys, this is an awesome and huge robot toy that you should take a look at. Really, really well done. Just super fun. People were making fun because I said that it didn't feel fragile at all in my unboxing video, and then I accidentally popped one of the hands off and it flew across the floor. But it's not fragile. Nothing was broken because of that, and there was no paint chip or anything. I happened to push the ball joint out. So I don't feel scared handling this guy at all. I think everything holds up extremely well, and like I said, it's just super nicely made. And ankles are a little loose, I think, though, but that's all right. So you can pre-order Adam from 3A Toys right now, and the version you'll be getting is the exclusive direct from 3A version that comes with a special 1/6 scale robot controller, which is very important if you want to control your awesome fighting robot, because they're not like sentient robots in the films. They're remote controlled with like a AI that helps, it seems like, smooth out the performance and stuff. So kind of a neat way to handle that. And the controller has some nice details, and I'll take a lot of close-up photos for the video. It's got actual wires on the back, and the stick moves and things. For a minor little accessory, it's really quite nicely made. So I like the inclusion of that. It's not necessarily essential, but if you were going to make a custom Hugh Jackman character figure to go with Adam, you need the controller, so it's cool that they include it. And so let me see. Adam retails for $320 on 3A's store, and that is a lot of money, but I think if anything, I can use this video to show that that's probably worth it. I mean, like I said, if you're into the designs or just huge, cool robot toys in general, this guy makes a lot of sense. I mean, it just is super nicely made. Looks exactly accurate to the film in a way that the smaller toys that were released absolutely did not. So just like, fans of real steel should take a look at this, and fans of big robots should take a look at this and see if there's something there like. And if you do like it, I mean, place a pre-order with 3A and get ready to wait, and then when your toy finally comes, it'll be awesome, and you'll be glad you got in on it, because it's a really cool, really impressive figure. And I'm sure there will be like a retail version down the line that, doesn't come with a controller, like they've done for the previous releases, Ambush and Midas, who I didn't get. I really like the design. But so I mean, if you don't get him from 3A right now, you're not going to miss him forever. There will be, I'm sure, another version. But if you like cool robot toys, you should take a look at the whole line and, start with something like Ambush that's already out and pick up Adam as a pre-order and wait for him to come, and you'll just have a shelf full of sweet giant robot figures. So I'll put links to everything in the show notes, and I'll have my full text and photo review up at the same time that I post this. And like I said, I'll take a ton of detail photos and stuff, because I can't even show off all the cool stuff that's going on in the video. It's just there's too much to talk about with, amazing engineering on little tiny parts that are of almost no consequence, but all together make just an unbelievable combined package. So this has been 3A's Real Steel Atom review sample sent to us by 3A, so thanks for that. I'm Prometheum5 for CollectionDX. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and comment, and go check out the text and photo review for more of me gushing about just an amazing, amazing figure. Thanks for watching.